Hey guys, this is Quick Kick, or my Minecraft username Count Randy, with another video. In this one I'm going to go over the basics of redstone. It's going to be part 1 in a series. This is a dispenser. What do you do when it powers redstone? It fires whatever in it, or in certain blocks it just drops them. Here's a note block. When you power it, it plays a note, and you can change the note by clicking on it. This is a sticky piston. It looks like this. When you hit it with the lever, it pushes the block out and then pulls it back in. This is a normal piston. It looks like this. When you hit it, it pushes the block out, but it does not pull the block in. This is TNT, but it's wind powered. It's kind of obvious. It blows up and it can destroy blocks and also hurt people. This is a pressure plate. There's two ones. There's stone and wooden. And when you hit it, when you step on it, or when another mob steps on it, or when something gets thrown on it, if it's the wooden variety, this one's the stone, it powers redstone. This is a redstone torch. When the block that it's resting on gets powered, then it loses power and turns to offsetting. But when the block doesn't have power, it generates a power source of 16. This is a trapdoor which just opens and closes with redstone. That's a gate, and these can both be opened and closed manually. This is a redstone lamp which gives off light when powered. This is a tripwire which activates the blocks that the hooks are set on and gives them redstone power when somebody or an item gets stepped there, or an arrow. This is a wooden button. There's a stone button, but only the wooden button can get hit by an arrow. This is a light weighted pressure plate. What happens is the more you put on, the stronger the signal gets. So after about 64, it reaches a pretty strong signal. I'll show you there. Now it's a very strong signal. This is a heavy pressure plate, which is basically an iron. That one's gold. And it gives off the signal just like a normal pressure plate, except you're going to have to stack a lot on it for it to work. A lot. This is the daylight sensor, which depending on the time of day, it gives a stronger signal all the way up to 14. And at night it goes down to about 2. And this is helpful for adding like daily broadcasts on a vanilla server. And it's also helpful for making sure that daylight time never changes. So they added a new command so you can do that. This is a block of redstone, which is mainly for decoration or just a plain power source, which can be easier to accomplish with the redstone torch. This is a hopper, where if I put this extra arrow in, I'll get brought down to the block below. This is a trap chest, so you can see that little orange outline around the hook. And this is a dropper. Droppers don't actually fire things, so for example, this one's just going to drop the arrows, not actually fire arrows. And then this chest, when I open it, it's going to send power because somebody's in it, and the more people in it, the stronger the power, which is going to trigger this, and it's going to fire. But it didn't actually shoot the arrow, it just dropped it. These are two doors, wooden and iron. When you power them, the wooden one you can hit and open and close with your hand, but the iron one can't, so you have to use redstone to open up an iron door. And then these are just two things I'm going to show where a redstone repeater can help. Because if you look in the redstone, it doesn't power the ones on top because redstone can't go through a block, just plain redstone does. But the repeater can power through a block and power the redstone up on top. And then normal redstone, this is the other use for repeater, well, the other common use, is that after about 16 blocks, depending on the source, most sources it's 16, it'll stop. And this requires 18 blocks to open up the door. Well, on this I added a repeater, so when any amount of power is put in, it turns it into 16 in the next piece, which powers the door open. And in this, I'm not going to get into detail because it's kind of complicated. There's 2 modes for this. It's called a redstone comparator. This is subtraction mode, which is when the torch in front is on top, where you put 2 power sources. If the one coming in the right side is weaker than the one coming in the forward, then the one coming forward will go through. This has a power source of about 14. Well, this is 13. So then 14 minus 13 equals 1. So only one of the repeater has its redstone here powered. This one isn't powered. And then there's also the other mode. I don't really know what it's called, but it's like you can hook it up to chests to show how much is in them. Anything with sort of an inventory, like droppers, it'll show up that there's stuff in it. And you can also use it for a test board command using command blocks. So if a player that meets the things that you have set for the command block, like the statistics, if a player that meets that comes in the range of it, then it'll send a power to the comparator. Okay, that's part 1, the basics. Now, next video I'll probably be covering how like redstone travels and that stuff, and some redstone clocks. So, okay, until next time, bye.